Hi, everyone. I am Tanya Janca, and I am one of the WoSEC chapter leaders for Victoria. And by Victoria, I mean in British Columbia, Canada, not in Australia, not in different areas of Canada, not in America, not in the UK. We are located on Vancouver Island, a very beautiful island just off the west coast of Canada, just above Seattle, if you know American geography. And I run the chapter with my friend Vane Makarai. She's awesome. You can't see her today because, well, we're all in isolation because of current affairs. But that said, we've decided to make all of our new meetups virtual so that we could still have lots of fun and we could still learn things and so that people could continue to network. So with that, I am going to try to figure out how to share my screen so that I can do the talk that I was going to do at our local meetup. So we were supposed to meet at a place called Biotech, which is the Innovation and Startup Center, the startup accelerator within Victoria. And we just arranged this wonderful partnership with them so that we could have all of our meetups there, and they're going to let us do everything for free. They're super gracious and wonderful. And then all of current events happened. So we pressed the pause button on that, but we'd like to thank Biotech very much anyway for the partnership that we have. So thanks, guys. Also, I'm wearing a t-shirt to remind people while you're in isolation and you have extra time, you should enable multi-factor authentication. Just do it. If there's an account and it matters to you, enable MFA. Okay, so now to figure out, so I've never streamed to YouTube Live before. I always use Twitch. So this is going to be fun. I see one person is online with me and that's awesome. So let's figure out how to share my screen because I don't want you to look at my face the whole time. Instead, so what does this button do? So that's a share button. That's nice. That's not, no offense, that's not what I want to do. So how do I change this? So instead of sharing my screen, I'm sharing my, hi, I see there's a bunch of people joining me. That's awesome. I'm so glad. You can put things in the chat if you want. So at YouTube Live, share screen, because I didn't want to turn it on before our actual stream. So I'm learning on the fly, but I hope that this helps solve this for everyone. Okay, so do you have YouTube? So streaming, there's many ways to stream. Oh, wait, are you telling me that there's extra paid software? Stop putting, yeah, so you can create an event. How to live stream your computer screen. Yeah, so apparently it's saying you have to use third-party software. Why on earth would that be true? Are you kidding? This is already going really poorly. Does anyone have any advice for me? Gosh. I know that you're probably like, Tanya should have looked this up before she did it. Hi, Vane. Vane, I don't know how to stream my actual screen to give the presentation. And I mean, as much as I think I'm awesome, I really think that showing all the visuals and images that I made is probably a lot better than just a lot of talking. So if you can help, it's saying I need some sort of third party how to share your computer screen. So there's a bunch of videos on how to do that. That's not really helpful. How to broadcast with YouTube Live social, how to record your desktop screen with YouTube. I feel like there should be some sort of like really obvious thing where then I'm just like, you can see my screen now. Hi, Emma, how are you? This might be a really short stream. It makes no sense to me that you can't just press a button and then show your screen. Like, what are all these YouTube livers showing? Don't they want to do, like, show their stuff? Anyway, so this is, so hi, all 5 people that are streaming with me. So it would appear that, so there seems to be no obvious solution. Oh, so this is going really well so far. So basically, this was supposed to be me streaming a talk, but I've never used YouTube Live before, and it won't let me share my screen. That's ridiculous. I am thinking of all sorts of really silly things, like projecting it onto my laptop and showing you like this, but that's a lot. That's way too much. And I don't think that would be very productive. Does anyone have any suggestions for me? Apparently we need third-party software. I don't get it at all. Like, I have OBS. However, I have it all set up with my personal like streaming to Twitch and all of those things. And there's no way that I'm going to be switching out API keys live. And there's no way I want to do that. I just don't want to. Okay, is anyone, this might be the shortest WoSEC meeting of all time. I'm really sorry. I know that Nancy streams, my friend Nancy Garishe, we're part of the OWASP DevSlop project together, as in sloppy DevOps. And she does it all the time. Maybe it's ironic because I taught her how to stream, and now maybe she has some lessons for me. I think the key is that I'm not using OBS. I just don't understand what's super useful about YouTube Live if you can't show your screen. I mean, I guess there's people who like interview people and they're talking and such, but I always want to show Zoom or show, like, I don't know, I'm programming something or whatevering. Thanks for trying to troubleshoot this for me, Vane. That's my co-leader for my chapter, and she's the best. I would show you a picture of her, but I can't. In other news, does anyone have any cool AppSec questions or questions about WoSEC that they want to hear? Maybe I'll just talk about WoSEC and I'll tell you all about it. And either we'll figure out how to fix this, or it'll just be a really short stream and WoSEC will learn this lesson in the future. Okay, so what is WoSEC? WoSEC stands for Women of Security, and we are an international nonprofit where basically a lot of the women's groups do a lot of cool stuff, but a few of us saw some gaps. So basically, I just wanted to make cool new friends that work in my field. I always just I hang out with lots of dudes. There are a lot of really cool men that work in my industry, in tech, and specifically in application security, pen testing, and things like that. But sometimes it's fun to have female friends too. And I was a little bit missing that aspect in my career and my work days, just always being surrounded only by men. And it's rare that then I could say things like, oh my gosh, I changed my hair. Do you like it? Check out these cute shoes or whatever. And it might sound really silly, but it's really nice to have, I don't know, people that are a lot like you to be friends with at work. And so my friend Donna and I started having lunch once a month, and we opened it up. And honestly, I was quite concerned that no one would show up except me and Donna. But we put a little meetup together and said, hey, come make friends. Come brunch and bitch with us. It's like a stitch and bitch, but you don't have to make anything. Hi, Sharif. And basically what we did was, we made a little meetup, and then over 20 women showed up. It was so fun. And we were so loud, giggling and laughing and carrying on that the restaurant started giving us our own private room. And every month we've been doing that. Then we started having women-only learning circles. So we would have a group and we'll do a workshop or do a capture the flag or whatever it is together. And it's sort of a less pressure-inducing situation. So if I go to a capture the flag, usually maybe in a group of 100, there's like one woman across the room really far away and I don't know her. But in Ottawa, I went to capture the flag and I gathered 11 women to go with me. And it was just a super blast. Some of us wore party dresses because we thought it would be super fun. And so we started calling that crashing events. So a whole bunch of women all going together. So none of us is the only one there. It feels a little intense sometimes. I realize that a lot of men don't realize this. And I know you're not doing it on purpose, but I like the first time I went, for instance, to the Python meetup in Ottawa, where I used to live, they all stared at me like a zebra had walked in, like they've never seen this happen before. And they just kept staring at me. And I brought a male friend with me. And I remember him saying to me that he was uncomfortable at how much attention I was receiving. And I said, I feel like they're currently designing a jacket that they're going to make out of my skin. It was so uncomfortable. And at the end, the leader came over to me and he said, you're the first woman and I can't remember how many years that's ever come to our meetup. How can we convince more women to come? And I said, everyone's staring at me and it's scary and intimidating. Can you make them stop doing that? And also, and then we talked about it and he said he really wanted to encourage, more diverse and inclusive environment. How could he do it? And so the next time I wanted to go, I decided, well, why don't we just all crash it together? We still RSVP'd, but we went as a group, and that ended up being really fun. And so we've started, WoSEC International has started doing it as part of conferences or local meetups. So sometimes a bunch of us will all RSVP for the same tech meetup where I live now. And it's fun because then you'll have a bunch of female friends there and you're not the only one. We've crashed RSA twice now, DEF CON, many, many B-sides, just lots and lots and lots of different conferences in efforts to just make it more inclusive, make it a more comfortable place. So by crash, I mean, when we crash a conference, what we'll do is we'll have an event, let's say the morning of the conference in a room on site where just women can go and all meet each other in hopes that they'll make friends or acquaintances that they can attend the rest of the event together. And so they can meet the WoSEC leaders that are there. We have a code of conduct that we follow when we attend other events, which is usually significantly more strict than the code of conduct of whatever we are attending. And any of the women that have attended the WoSEC pre-event knows that they can come to us and we will help them. If they don't feel comfortable going to the people running the event, they can come to us and we will help make sure everything's okay. With the idea that basically when we're together, when we're in a group, we feel more comfortable. We feel, like it's not intimidating anymore. And instead, it's this super fun thing that it's supposed to be. I've been to conferences where there's hundreds of people and there's maybe this many women. And I'm a very confident person. And also, I'm 5'9" and 170 pounds. I'm not a small person. I don't know how my little teeny tiny friends feel. I'm very tall for a woman and like not small. And so some of my friends, like I outweigh them by 70 pounds. I'm like, 8, 9, 10 inches taller than them. I don't even know how intimidating it must be for other women when they go to things like this. And so the idea of WoSEC is that we want to improve our industry so that when women join, they want to stay. We want to make sure they're having fun. We want to make sure they feel comfortable to going to all the opportunities for their career that they can get. We want to have networking. If someone is looking for a job, then you have this giant network of all these amazing people you can talk to. And a lot of people focus on getting more women into STEM or into information security. Well, WoSEC is more like, we definitely want to encourage that, but we're more about trying to make it so that you want to stay. So if we can provide you with a professional mentor, if we can help you find that next job, or even just like when we get together and we have the brunch and bitches, it's mostly like it's all of us chatting, having fun, and there often ends up being quite a lot of venting or discussing, like, am I overreacting to this? Or should I, demand a raise? Or is this a problem? Or, what happens in your workplaces? Does this feel appropriate? Because sometimes we're told we're overreacting to things. We're told kind of to stop asking about stuff. And when you can ask, 20 of your people from your industry who have had similar experiences to you, it really, really helps. I cannot tell you how much it helps to be able to have this sounding board of a whole bunch of people, because sometimes if you ask a whole bunch of people that don't look like you get different responses, right? So I find it sometimes I want a woman's perspective, and WoSEC provides that in spades. Or sometimes I want to have the perspective of, people who, I guess, just who have a diverse set of backgrounds. And it's really, really easy for me because I always work with just a ton of men to get their feedback. But sometimes there's more at play than I realize. And if you only ask one group of people, then you only get, that set of opinions. And sometimes that's not enough. So it would appear that none of us have figured out how to stream my talk. So instead, you just got to hear a little bit about WoSEC and what it is. We have chapters, I think, in 31 cities right now. If you want to open up a chapter in your city, we would love to help you open a chapter. We want everyone to just make more friends. So please feel free to reach out to me and we will set you all up. If you work for a company and you want to sponsor us, WoSEC would love that. Basically, we don't charge any fees to our members, and most of our budget just goes towards things like paying for a Zoom account and paying our Meetup fees. Having 32 or 31 locations around the world is not cheap, and we don't want to pass all of that cost on to our leaders. We'd rather try to form, relationships with vendors that want to support diversity. So please let us know. And does anyone have any questions that they'd like to put in the chat? Because if so, I would love to answer them. And then I'm going to alert all the other leaders as to why this is really complicated to just stream directly live on YouTube and make this a lessons learned. Thank you, Vane, for researching this while I was hopefully very tactfully stalling. So I see no questions in the chat, which means if there's no questions, then I might sign off. Really appreciate you coming. Having our first WoSEC meeting online was a little scary. I think that I'd like to find a way for it to be a bit more interactive if we can. I mean, giving a talk, usually you do the talk, but we are hoping to have some like brunch and bitches or whatever you want to call it, meetings where we can have a topic discussion. We are going to have to figure out how this Zoom situation works, though, so that you can see all the people that are discussing. Yeah, apparently Google Hangouts is a good way to make this work. Maybe we'll do that in the future. Maybe YouTube Live is just not the right tool for the thing we want to do, which is really too bad because I had some high hopes. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I am Tanya Janca, also known as She Acts Purple. I am a nerd on the internet, and I am a giant, huge advocate for trying to make information security as an industry and just more inclusive. And I'm hoping, and all of the WoSEC leaders are hoping, that our efforts can help you make new friends, help you recruit a more diverse workforce, help you feel supported when you need it, help promote you when you need that. Just all the things that could make working in information security fun and healthy and invigorating, as opposed to seeming a bit intimidating. And with that, thanks for joining the WoSEC Victoria, Canada meetup for our first attempt at being online. Thank you. Bye. Oh,